for the next in this series of Facebook live streams. And today I wanted to do a little bit, something a little bit different. We had a Leverage to Scale community member, Jennifer Campbell, submit a great big question. And I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to use her as almost like a real-time consulting session here. So it is going to be kind of a one-way channel here because we are live streaming, but I know that everybody's going to get tremendous value out of this. So she submitted a question into our Leverage to Scale community group, and she's talking about launching a new platform. Basically, it's a membership site. And she is a systemic leadership consultant, and she wanted to charge $10 a month for people to join her subscription inside of this membership program, where, of course, knowing Jennifer, she would over deliver. She would give a lot of educational value and resources and time and energy, and the Q&A support, breathe life into this community, right? What an incredible offer. And so what she was asking me is, what is the best way to launch this membership? She's talking about how she did sort of an initial launch inside of a LinkedIn group. And from there, she got some engagement and things were picking up a little bit, and then it sort of dropped quickly after that. Not uncommon in the online world. It's really hard to build momentum and then keep that moving forward to scale up. So she's asking, what do I do to relaunch it? How do I make sure that this membership site is successful? How do I make sure that people see the value in it? And she is talking about having a goal of 100 founding members so that she can then launch it to a wider audience later this year. So I thought this is perfect. This is a great opportunity for me to talk about launch. What's really important? How do you get a program like this out to the world? And as Jennifer knows, this is a really hot topic for me right now because, and I'm just going to switch my screen here, but I am deep in planning for a live event June 3rd and 4th in Rock Lidditz, Pennsylvania, which is a 100-acre campus in Lidditz, Pennsylvania, which was known as the coolest small town in America back in 2013. And Rock Lidditz is a 100-acre campus where superstars like Elton John, Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, they come into this location to set up their stage for their next concert tour and do private rehearsals. So we were able to lock in this space with my partners, Mike Michalowicz, who is a mega influencer, best-selling author. One of his books was Profit First. You may have heard of that. And then I'm also partnering with his writer and publishing strategist, AJ Harper. The three of us are running this 2-day event all around marketing and launch. So that's why I love that Jennifer asked this question, so that I could use it as a real-time sort of case study where I can deconstruct her goals based on her timeline and what her foundation is and what she's offering, and then give her a marketing and launch plan, which is exactly what we're doing at Author Up Live June 3rd and 4th. So Mike Michalowicz has invited me to be the book launch coordinator for his next legacy book launch, which is happening March 2020, sponsored or published by Penguin Random House. And so Mike and I and AJ have been poring over this master launch plan, which in effect is a 10-month marketing and launch campaign where our goal is to sell 10,000 copies of Mike's book week 1. Most authors will sell 500 to 1,000 copies in the lifetime of their book. We are going to do 10x that the first week. So that takes a really significant amount of planning, a lot of experience to make sure that we are doing tested and proven strategies that we know will work. And all of this is happening, by the way, in the midst of a total shift in the way that marketing is received online. The whole marketing industry online right now is in a major state of flux, right? Things that we thought were working are no longer working. And so there's a lot of things shifting right now, and all of that had to go into this master launch plan, which is what we are giving to audience members at this event. It's only the only time that we are going to do this. We are not offering this event again. We are not selling the recordings as far as we've discussed so far, and it is just for the people that are in that room. What a special value. So as Jennifer knows, this topic of marketing a launch is very heavy in my mind, and I've been doing a lot of really interesting things to even launch this event. And then we are really using this as a testing and proving ground for what we're going to do for Mike's launch for the next 10 months moving forward. So I'm going to switch off the screen here and come back to me and say, Jennifer, thank you for your courage, your willingness to put this out there, to ask me for my opinion on this. And I've taken several notes here, so I'm really excited to deliver this value. When it comes time to launching anything, whether it's a website or an online program or product or a membership, a book, anything like that, there needs to be a pretty significant amount of planning that goes into it. Most people kind of fall short in this, right? So you might Google launch strategies, like, I know I need to do social media, and I know I should get maybe on podcasts, or maybe I should do some live streams like this. And yes, those things are important, but it's like breadcrumbs compared to everything that needs to go into this launch. And so I'm really showing up here to disrupt the space a little bit and say, let's take our time and actually think about what we want to do, what we're trying to achieve, and what are all of the really creative and innovative ways that we can achieve those goals. I am all about creativity and innovation. So I'm going to be talking about real strategies today on this live stream of what you could be doing. And I'm going to do it in a way that, yes, applies to Jennifer, but it's something that I'm being mindful of all of the different types of people that are going to be watching this and how they can leverage this information as well. So Jennifer, I think that first of all, we need to put ourselves in the mindset and state of our ideal consumer. A big concept that I have a big issue with right now online is all of these experts who say the goal is to get the biggest list possible by any means. I agree with that to a point. I mean, I would rather have a smaller list of really super qualified people that I know are like my perfect, most qualified target market, as opposed to just having a big list, right? Now, I'm not against having a big list as long as it's full of people that are really the people I want to work with the most. And so it took me several years in business to get to this point where I could let go of that scarcity mindset of like, but I just need everybody, even if they're not really that qualified, because maybe, just maybe they might buy something from me, right? That's a scarcity mindset. So instead, I had to realize that if I can just lead with value, if I can fully be myself, and then the right people are drawn into that, and then it may look like a smaller community, but man, that community is really loyal. They are telling other people about me, and those are the people that I ultimately want to work with anyway, right? So there is a little bit of a mindset shift that we have to get into. And so once we are prepared to, accept that there might be a smaller pool of people, and it might be a little bit more challenging to find those people, but that's really the goal, that I want to connect with those people. So then we're in the right mindset. I kind of think that's step number one. I think step two is really identifying who is the person that we really want to work with the most. And it's not something general like an author, speaker, or coach, but it's like, what kind of person? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? For example, I know that for my target audience, Jennifer, a lot of the people that I attract in, where we are building websites for these people inside of my website agency, or they need marketing support, so they are becoming leverage to scale content marketing members, or they are candidates for Author Up Live and really want to learn how to have a significant launch, build a community, connect with influencers, and they're ready to take things really seriously and commit. So in either scenario, I know who my perfect customer is. And I think some people find this really interesting, that my perfect customer in my mind, who I've created this story around, is a woman who's about in her late 40s. She has 2 kids and they are now both in school. And so she's been pouring herself into her family up to this point, and now she's having a little bit more time. And so she wants to start an online business. And, she might have gone through a little bit of an identity crisis after the kids went to school. And then it's like, oh, who am I without being at home full time with my kids? And maybe she ended up taking her health really seriously. And so then she learned how to have balance and mindfulness and eating better. And now she wants to take what she's learned and turn that into an online blog and perhaps a coaching business. Maybe in the future, she could see she's going to write a book. She wants to maybe do some speaking, even if it's just online speaking. I know that this woman is somebody who really enjoys the idea of creation. So she enjoys writing a blog post, but man, oh man, when it comes to technology, she does not like it. It's like she gets so bogged down by the technology. She gets frustrated by it. She wishes that it was easier. She buys into online courses and then she gets overwhelmed and she's stressed. She just wants to make money and she wonders how long her husband will support this pet project that she has. I've developed this whole story of the person that I want to work with. And what's really interesting, why I said I thought some people would find this is interesting, even though that's the person that I think of every time I do a Facebook Live, a video, a blog post, an email, a sales call, I'm always thinking of this one person. 60% of my clients are men. And so because people are so afraid to narrow it down, but by having this idea in your mind of the person that you wish you could work with, it actually helps you to speak in that person's language. It helps to identify their mindset, their feelings, their fears. And when you really intimately understand who you're targeting to that degree, it becomes much easier to sell. And so when I am selling, right, whether I'm doing a video, email, whatever it is, like I mentioned, I'm thinking of this one person, and it allows me to really connect in a different way than if I were to switch my mindset. Now I'm talking to the masses and I have to be, behave differently if I'm talking to the masses, if I feel like I'm being recorded, and, if I'm trying to appeal to men and women, and some are startups and some are really experienced business owners. And do you see the difference? Whereas if I'm just talking to one person, I can be a little bit more conversational, a little bit more myself, a little bit more real. I'm focused on giving to that one person as opposed to being all up in my head about me and what I look like and sound like and how it's going to come across and what I'm selling, right? So I'm spending a lot of time on this point because I believe that most people, Jennifer, and everybody's watching, I believe that most people rush into what's the strategy to sell, and they're not spending enough time really digging deep into what is the value of what I'm selling, what is the positioning that I need to have to really connect with the type of person that I ultimately really want to attract in, knowing that it's not about the size of the community so much as the quality of the community. So Jennifer, I think another thing that I want to bring up at this stage while we're talking foundational is you had mentioned that your membership is going to be $10 a month. Now that is so low. And just know that there's not a problem with it being $10 a month unless that is not going to be an alignment for the people that you're trying to attract in. Because when I see something with who I am in my stage of life, if I see something as $10 a month, and you're saying that it's the amount of value that you described to me in your email to me, I feel like there's a mismatch and I'm not going to take it very seriously and I'm going to feel like something is off. So I'm probably not going to sign up. But based on the amount of effort and energy that you're going to be putting into this membership and how you plan to over deliver, if you then came out and said, hey, it's $100 a month, I would think, wow, she is really going to deliver if it's $100 a month. I'll try it out for a month and see what I feel. And if I join and you really do deliver based on what you tell me and maybe even a little bit more, client for life, happy to do it, happy to refer you on to others. I worry about that price point for you because it's such a low price point. You're probably going to be attracting in people that, might not be able to then invest into higher level offerings that you have. Oh, I even hesitate saying this because it's so variable, right? There are certain industries where if you have a bottom line subscription of $10 a month, it's the perfect lead in to the next level up at $50 or $100 a month, which is the perfect lead in into your group coaching or then, a one-on-one with you, and you have that spread. There are other industries that honestly, that would do the reverse. So, one other thing that the reason I'm kind of dancing around this concept a little bit for you, Jennifer, is that you mentioned that you did a little bit of a launch initially and then the results kind of went downhill. So I don't know, could that be a result of pricing? Unfortunately, there's no one size that fits all. And everything has to be tested online. So when you hear some thought leader or expert say, this is ironclad, proven to work for every business, every industry, for any scenario, I would just totally flashing red signs. I would never sign up for whatever that person was talking about or selling. So I am here to be totally transparent and real with you and say, I don't know what the price point is, but based on knowing you, Jennifer, and the amount of value that you give to people, I think you are sorely undervaluing yourself. And I worry that that's going to create a misalignment as you go out to sell this thing. So put yourself in the mindset of your target audience and think about what is the perceived value and how are they going to feel based on whatever that price point is. Because again, do you want to have a lot more people in there or less of the right people? And if you want less of the right people, maybe charge more so that those people are more committed to take it more seriously, and then you're getting better results. So enough harping on the pricing topic, but it's an important one. And I feel like it's one that a lot of people really stress out over, and been there. When I first launched my website and marketing agency 11 years ago, I charged $35 an hour. And I was scared to death that I was charging too much and that people were just going to laugh me all the way to, the streets. And now our agency is charging $135 to $145 an hour. And I believe with all of my heart that is a steal to work with us. And I've gotten that feedback from a lot of other people as well. So it's just interesting the more you start to see the landscape and you see the clientele that you're trying to serve, the competition, even though I hate that word, and you just start to value yourself differently and measure that differently, and then it lands differently when you're selling something. So it warrants a little bit more of a conversation. Moving forward, I want to talk about a handful of things that you really want to have as a part of your marketing and launch. That are going to actually play a difference in your conversion. So the first thing is you want to have results. It's really kind of a chicken and egg because when you just, when you're first starting, you have no results or you think that way. So then you can kind of think back on, if I'm a relationship coach, maybe I've never accepted a first client, but have I given relationship advice to someone before, and did that help them at all? And if it did, then that's a result, right? Or did I get results myself? So maybe I went out and I did certain dates, I tested certain strategies, and it worked for me. So this was the result that I got. So it's a little hard in the beginning, but then once you get one result, it compounds and you get 2, 4, 6, and over time you have so many results that you don't even know which ones to advertise because there's so many. Positive problem. So I do think it's important that you can speak to the results that you get for people, Jennifer. It could even be, I know that you've run summits, online summits. So did anybody get a result or have an impression of you after listening to any of those interviews? And could you leverage somebody else's results, that maybe just temporarily until you can get your own results, right? But I do think in general, being able to say that you've gotten results for people gets people to believe in you more, and that improves that trust factor, which is going to help you with your conversion in terms of getting people into your membership. Second thing I have is social proof. That might seem like a no-brainer, but you know, social proof is something really, really important. And I'm going to show you a couple of examples of this actually. Now in my website agency, I have social proof all over the place. And let me just go to this website so you can actually see real time what I'm talking about. So this is our agency website where we do logo design and websites for authors, speakers, and coaches. Now it's impossible to go probably anywhere on this website without seeing social proof. I have a testimonial right here under my homepage video, which describes what we do and who we do it for. Then if we scroll down, these are the results that I get for people, right? So speaking to the point that I said earlier. Here's another form of social proof, logos of brands that we support, the communities of, or support fully. So you're leveraging the credibility of these organizations back into your own. And then look at this. I have a whole grid of video testimonials from a slew of different types of people. Several of them are doctors because of the perceived value, the credibility there. And also from #1 best-selling authors and people in different industries. So we have this grid of social proof right here, all saying different things about why they love working with our team and how valuable we are and how we've given them results and confidence and all sorts of different things. You scroll down and then I have a rotating testimonial area here, always with a photo and the full name. That's an important area for social proof as well. When you go into different pages of our website, for example, this particular page talks about our process for website development. And if you scroll down, you're going to kind of learn what it is that, you know, a little bit more text about what we do. And then bam, more social proof of different people who've loved our service, photo, testimonial. And I have that on all of these pages. They're all different testimonials and they are specific to the service that we offer. And then you always end with the rotating testimonials. If we go here, we're going to see a slew of video testimonials. This can also be found on YouTube. They're indexed inside of Google, and I can load even more. Always asking for people for testimonials. I think by now we have more than 900 written rave reviews, and they're not templated. You can tell they're all purely authentic. When people submit a testimonial to me, they say, "What do you want me to say?" And I say, "Oh, I don't do that. Like you just say whatever you feel called to share based on your experience with me." And that's good for me. So very, very authentic. When you go to the Author Up Live website, actually, I'm going to show you leverage to scale also really fast because this is another good example of social proof. When we scroll down, right off the bat, you can sign up to see a demo of this content marketing system that I have designed that's really, really helping business owners. Jennifer is a member as well, seeing great results. But bam, you scroll down right here, right out of the gates, and you can see two case studies from members who have gotten remarkable results very quickly with leverage to scale, all totally transparent and authentic right off the bat. You can also go to raves to see video raves, written raves. When it comes to Author Up Live, so you can see kind of the general information, and then bam, right out of the gates, we have a series of video testimonials from our members that have signed up to join us at the live event. So you can see their photos here. And when you click on their photo, it's going to take you to a blog post where Sue here has a video talking about why she is so excited to come to this event, and then some copy that explains about the event. Very powerful stuff. Scroll down. This is a great one. Simon Sinek is a mega influencer. So having social proof from influencers, Jennifer, can also go a very long way for you. We scroll down. Even the partners that you connect with, Jennifer. So if you ever decide, for example, inside of your membership to interview other professionals and bring them in, that's another form of social proof. So basically, and more rotating testimonials here. I mean, it just goes on forever. So my point is that when somebody, putting the hat on of your target client, when somebody goes to your website and they're looking at this membership program that you have, and it's hard because with a membership, it's a little elusive, right? It's not like tangible. They can't see exactly what it is or understand the value before they buy into it. So there's a perceived risk. And so when I have that hat on and I go to your page and I'm learning about your membership, it's like, what do I do with that? But if I see video testimonials from existing members to influencers to past clients of yours, people raving about your summit or your one-on-one consulting work, and I get that landscape of how credible you are and how valuable you are, and you get results for people, and you have other people than you saying how great you are, that really goes a long way in helping you sell whatever it is that you're selling. So now, how do you leverage social proof in your marketing and launch plan? Well, there are several ideas. So one thing that you just saw here with Author Up Live is that as soon as somebody signs up for the event, within minutes, I send them an email and I ask them if they are willing to do a short 1-minute video on their phone and text it to me of why they're excited to come to Author Up Live. Like, what was the reason that they signed up? And then I take that video and I optimize it and upload it to YouTube. I make a blog post out of it and optimize that blog post for Google. And I share it around social media and I can send it out to my email list. So now that social proof exists online and I can use it in a variety of different formats. So when my qualified, target market comes in and they see these videos, that's really, really powerful. So the time to do that, Jennifer, is right when somebody joins. Like, what was it that got you excited to join? Was it that you're excited to see Mike, AJ, and me on stage? Were you excited about the book launch plan that we're giving you the minute you walk in the door? Was it that you're excited to meet the director of book marketing at Penguin, or is it something else? Just curious, whatever comes to mind, share a video. And I want it to be perfectly authentic and in their voice, whatever their reasoning was, whatever they feel like saying. I don't care what they're wearing, and I want it to be casual. So, we've had something like 90% of customers do that video within 24 hours. And so once you have a system behind getting social proof, it becomes easy. You just follow the system. Same thing once we launch a website. As soon as we launch a website, I ask the client if they're willing to do a written or video testimonial, just expressing their experience of working with us. And it's now systematized, and I take that information, I put it on YouTube or our websites or whatever else we do with it. So I think that having a system for documenting your results and your social proof and how you're leveraging that, I think it's really important. Another thing that you can do, Jennifer, is do Facebook Live interviews with community members, where maybe you invite them online live through your personal Facebook page or live streaming through YouTube. And maybe you're having a discussion on systemic leadership. And so you're kind of getting your community involved, but then that's more social proof that you can have online and use as a promotional tool, where people coming in are seeing this vibrant community and everybody's involved, and they're sharing resources and tips, and they seem so excited. Wow, this is like really the place to be. So the more you can get yourself out there, the better. And this kind of leads into the next one here, that you want to give examples. So huge, especially as it relates to a group coaching program, a membership site, because again, you have to remember that the people coming in, they don't know what's inside of your membership or your group coaching program. They don't know what you're going to be talking about inside of your book. So when people have to buy something, when they're being presented with an offer, the more transparent you are, the bigger level of detail you go into, the more examples you give them, the more you can paint the picture for what it's going to be like, the easier it is for you to sell it. So I'm going to give you another example because I really want to make sure that you're able to get a visual, retain that, and then see how you can flip it into your own experience. So I'm going to go back to the Author Up Live website here because, guys, I went all in on this. Like, I took everything that I've learned in the past 11 years and poured it into this event. So you can look at this and say, okay, this is what I need to model, basically. So when you get to this homepage right out of the gates, and I'm just going to refresh the page here. Okay, there it goes again. Right out of the gates, you see this background video. And what I love about this, so there's Rocklititz, there's the event location. You can see it right out of the gates. You get that experience of what it's going to be like once you get there. Oh, this is the pool that I could be dipping in. This is the American Ninja Warrior course. This is what the rooms look like. Oh, wow, that's really nice. This is, oh, wow, look at the landscaping. That's really cool. Look at this. And so they're getting a sense of the experience before anything. So Jennifer, how this translates to you, could you do like a screencast or a video recording of your membership area? And you could cut in a take from you doing a Facebook Live. You could cut a take of you reviewing like a community forum and making a comment. And you could have a video editor that splices together like a little 15-minute segment that gives people the experience of the membership, just transparent background back here, and then you have the name of your membership, a headline as to what it is. Maybe you have your photo. Maybe you have a countdown for a discount. I mean, I don't know, a buy now button or a learn more button or an apply button, depending on what it is that you're doing. But how can you pull in the experience of the membership right out of the gates? Then we talked about the social proof. Then we have this introduction as to what exactly it is. And this is an example of what you can expect. So here's a video that Mike, AJ, and I recorded that methodically goes through like, what is the event? What is our passion? Why are we doing this? What does it mean for the end user? How are we disrupting the launch space? What does it mean for you? What are the benefits? You know, all of that. So then we have the social proof again. Here, this section is really important too. So Jennifer, we talked about earlier your target market and really understanding their pain points, their challenges, what they're thinking and feeling. And if you look at this section here, we are identifying that to a very specific degree in the content here. So what we want in our content is to make our target feel like, wow, they really get me. They get me so much, I have to join this membership so that, you know, I have a place that I can belong and I can grow and I can feel like I'm in a safe place. I can feel supported, right? So your content becomes really important in terms of how you're going to sell this as well. Not just on your membership sign-up page, but this content where you are very specifically defining the thoughts and feelings that your target audience faces, the pressure to perform, the stress of what their wife is going to think if they don't get this promotion in management, or what their children are going to think of them like there's some big joke if they don't, you know, really start to work on their legacy, or, you know, like what are they really feeling? And if you can identify that through your videos, your live streams, your social media, your books, your keynote speeches, the more specific you are, and I know you worry like, oh, but then I'm going to segment out some people. But that's BS. No, you're not, because everybody is scared. Everybody is overwhelmed. Everybody is trying hard to figure out what their potential is and grow. You know, we all want more out of life. And so we all want community. We all want to feel like we can belong. We all struggle with bravery. And so there are things that you can talk about that's going to identify with everybody. And that's why, even though I'm targeting a woman, 60% of my audience are men. And it doesn't surprise me at all, because we all share common feelings and common values. But identifying those up front is going to transform your conversion rate naturally. I think there's an element, Jennifer, of talking about you, which I know some people really struggle with self-promotion. I know that I do. Absolutely. I absolutely struggle with self-promotion. I don't want people to think like I'm full of myself or I have this big ego. That is why I work so hard to deliver value and over deliver, hoping people see. For me, it's about the impact. It's about the content. It's about you, to hopefully take the spotlight off of me, because I don't really want the spotlight on me. But I think people need to understand your background. They need to see your credibility. And that is another point that I have here in my notes, Jennifer, is that as a part of marketing and launch, you need to prove your credibility and continue to grow your credibility. And you can do that through podcasting, through being interviewed on other summits, being interviewed on the media. So if you could get on TV or print or radio, they're having business colleagues speak well of you or give you testimonials, get trade reviews. There are all kinds of things that you can do to boost your credibility and show that you are an authority on your topic. But it is important to showcase that somewhere on your membership page. Why are you qualified to lead these members? And then back to this idea of really pulling them into the experience so they understand what they get. Note that I'm really pulling in a lot of photography from the event location. They can even see the stage that they're going to be looking at, that we will be speaking on. They get a sense of the vibe of the venue. Down to, if you come to authoruplive.com and read this content specifically, I get very, very specific on what you can expect right out of the gates. So when you walk in, I'm going to be there to greet you personally when you show up at the hotel. And that evening, there's an optional cocktail meet and greet with me and my team starting at 7, make you feel really comfortable as you come in, what you can expect at the actual venue. You can expect healthy lunches. You can expect to feel excited as you arrive at the 100-acre campus. And the way that you can translate that, Jennifer, is like, what do people expect? Right when you join our membership, we're going to send you an email with a custom video from me, Jennifer, and I'm going to walk you through a tour of our back-end membership area. I'm going to personally invite you into our Facebook community to welcome you. In fact, as a side note to this, I want to show you our Author Up Live community here. So once you join the event, you are invited into a private Author Up Live community page where we personally welcome every single member. So we showcase their photo, we showcase their bio, we ask them to share some fun facts about themselves so that we can stir up engagement, really get to know each other right out of the gates. And so there have been some really interesting, fun facts that people have shared about themselves. And it's just a great way to build that community and get people feeling like they belong right out of the gates. And I love the idea of once you join, you're going to get a personalized email, video from Jennifer, giving a tour of the back-end members area, inviting them into the Facebook group, almost like a concierge would do, like somebody that's going to greet you, make you feel really comfortable and at home right out of the gates. And how can you infuse that into your membership? That is going to give you such a leg up. It's not even funny. And when people feel you going above and beyond in those ways and they feel your presence, do you think that they're going to tell other people about your membership? Yeah, they are. So the more detail, the more you paint the picture, the better. We talked about social proof. We talked about being full of transparency and detail. I'm even going to show you, oh gosh, hopefully it's this one. I don't think it is, no. Well, I was going to try to show you that once people buy into Author Up Live, we have a really cool, congratulations page, if you will. And so a lot of thought went into what is the page people see after they join Author Up Live and decide to come to our event. So once you get on the page, there's a video from Mike, AJ, and me that's personal, welcoming you, congratulating you. Then we give you a free, like unexpected gift that is extremely valuable. Like, whoa. And right out of the gates, because what we wanted to do is to validate your buying decision right out of the gates, because you don't want anybody to feel buyer's remorse or start to second guess that if this was the right decision, right? Especially the more you ask people to invest, this becomes a reality. So what can you do on the page that people see after they join your membership to give them value right out of the gates, unexpected, so that they're like, wow, what a great first impression. Okay, I'm all in. She really cares. Then they get the email where you're giving them the tour. Oh man, that's above and beyond too. Further speaking to our congratulations for joining page, we then, so we have the welcome video, we have that extra piece of training, and then we have this long page. It's long. I know it's long because it took me forever to write it, and it lists out every detail that I could think of what an attendee would want to know going into this event. And I've been to several events, so I just went off of what I knew, how I feel going into an event. Like, what should I wear? You know, what's it going to be like when I get out of the airport and have to find transportation? What are my options? What airport should I fly into? What's the cost going to be like? How do I secure my hotel? What do I do if I want to share a ride with somebody to the event? You know, what should I expect in terms of snacks? Am I going to be hungry? Is there going to be coffee there? Should I buy my own? Am I going to feel alone at any point? What am I going to need? Should I bring a bathing suit? I mean, I saw this picture. I thought of every question I could possibly think of, and I listed all of the details on this page. And then we even went one step further, and we have a team member who reaches out to you personally and offers to have a free 20-minute call as a travel concierge to help you book your travel so that it's less stressful and overwhelming for you. And we can make sure that you get there in the fastest, cheapest, easiest manner. So again, Jennifer, you translate this to think like, what can I do as a value add to help people feel like they belong, to show them a tour of the space, to welcome them into the community, to bring forth details and transparency, to really paint the experience of what it's going to be like in my membership. I'm going to pause here for a second, because you might be thinking, whoa, like this is a lot. And it is. And I guess what I want to challenge you with is, you know, is it worth it to you? And I don't mean Jennifer. I'm not putting Jennifer on the spot. I mean to you who's watching this right now. You know, you want to launch your podcast. You want to launch a Facebook live stream series. You want to do your own event. You want to launch a book. You want to start a speaking career. How serious are you about this? Are you willing to go all in? Are you willing to spend the time to get creative? I mean, I can tell you, for me, my voice up here is nasty. Oh man, it just gives me shit all day long. Seriously. It's like, you can't do this. You suck. Nobody's going to come. This is going to happen. Blah, blah, blah. Right? I experience it too. But the way that I overcome it is I take such aggressive, hardcore, serious action 100% of the day that I don't let this negative voice win. I just don't. It's not an option for me, because I refuse to look back and think, oh, I could have done more. I didn't get the result because I didn't play hard enough. I did not impact people who need this event because I was scared. You know, no way I'm not doing that. No way, no how. Life is too short. I am not doing that. I am here to serve. I am here to impact. And so are you. So Jennifer, you asked me, do you have any ideas for my marketing and my launch? Yeah, lots of them. And it requires you to really sit down and take it super seriously and think about every possible angle. And what can I do to up-level this? What can I do to up-level that? How do I make this a better experience? Where can I integrate video? How can I bring in my community? And when you do all of these things, Jennifer, I think that number one, you're going to feel a greater sense of pride and accomplishment. And that is going to help you sell this thing. You are going to know the value intimately, deeply, because you've been in the trenches and you've been preparing for this. So then when you go out to market, which you can do in a variety of ways, which we'll talk about in a second, but as you go out to market your membership, you'll know you're ready because you've deeply thought about the theme, the goals. You've deeply thought about the people that you're targeting and what they're experiencing. You've deeply thought about your membership and how to add the most value and how to make it a personalized experience and how to retain customers and how to get community involved. You've put in the effort, so you know the value is there, and you know people are nuts if they don't join your membership. And when you have that confidence, it's not a question of how you're going to sell it. It doesn't matter how, because you're just going to sell it, right? And it's going to work because people will feel your commitment. And that's what's going to sell this thing more than any copy on a page, right? Because people are scanning that anyway. It's important to take that piece seriously, but what really sells something is your belief in it. Regardless of the price point, by the way. So as we then transition into the last phase of this Facebook Live, we're going to talk about a couple of ways to market this thing. So once we have the sales page up for our membership, our group coaching program, our book, Author Up Live, now what do we do? Well, there are so many options that it really depends on your budget, your timeline. Do I have 2 weeks to launch this thing or 6 months, or what do I have? And, you know, what are my goals and who are my team members that are going to support me? Whether it's me, myself, and I, or I also have a social media strategist, a web team, a PR team, like who's my team? And so what I did for Mike Michalowicz's book launch is we came up with a master plan that's like outrageous. It is a killer whale of a launch plan. So if we were then promoting Author Up Live as one piece of the overall marketing plan, I can look at this plan and I can pick out the pieces that I want to implement for marketing Author Up Live because we have such a short runway to promote the event. Most events, you're going to spend 6 to 10 months promoting that event. We have less than 2 months to promote Author Up Live. Less than 2 months, because that was the only time the three of us had open in our schedules all at the same time, because we're all very, very busy people. We're very committed to a lot of different projects. And so, well, we have 2 months. So now we're going to look at our master launch plan. We're going to pick out the pieces that we know we can pull off in that time frame, and we're going to plug it in and go. So that's the value in having a master launch plan, Jennifer, is that you can use pieces of that for your membership program, even if it's an ongoing launch and marketing plan, 12 months a year, or if you're launching a podcast and you have 3 weeks to do it before the mini launch and then you market it thereafter. That's the value in spending time to have a master launch plan. That's what you're getting at Author Up Live. And Jennifer, to circle back, I saw you had a follow-up question on if we will be offering the recordings to Author Up Live, or will we be doing this event again? And the answer is no. We're not planning on doing the event again. We're not planning on offering the recordings. It's an in-person masterclass because it's very hands-on. We're co-creating. We are down on the floor with you, customizing our master launch plan for your launch. And so you know, it's not easy to then just give the recordings away. So it's not a hard no. I mean, I guess we might, but we're not planning on it. There's been no discussion around it. So anyway, that was a side question that you had asked that I wanted to remember to answer. So circling back, depending on our runway, the goals, the budget, the team, we decide how we're going to launch whatever it is that we're launching. So for you, Jennifer, I think yours is more of like an ongoing launch. Yes, you want to have a push here in the next, say, 4 to 6 months to get to 100 members, and then you want to do next level launch after that. I think for you, there's multiple things that are going to go into it. You're going to be interviewed on podcasts for your topic and related topics. That is something that we had as a strategy for Author Up Live as well. I've been interviewed on several podcasts. So has Mike. And we've done different live stream interviews and webinars. So that is definitely an angle, because you want to leverage other people's communities into your own. So anytime you're getting interviewed, it's a positive. Obviously, another angle to your launch and marketing is going to be an email marketing campaign. And you have to be really creative when it comes to your social media posts and your email marketing posts, because people know that you're pitching, you're selling something, you're offering something. And if you keep approaching the offer the same way, it becomes really annoying, right? And we don't want that. So what I have been doing in promoting Author Up Live is, for example, one time I will send a text only email that talks about Author Up Live. Here's what you get, the benefits, go get your spot now. So a very direct text email. But then the next week, I might record a tip video and say it's like 5 to 7 minutes long on how to do a certain action related to launch. And then at the very end of that video, I'd say, go to authoruplive.com to learn more. And so then what's happening is I'm taking that video and putting it on YouTube, making a blog post out of it, and sending that to my email list. So it's a very different angle. It's leading with education first with a promotion on the back end, and it's video based as opposed to my text only email. There's contrast there, right? And because you have that contrast, it's not going to get annoying for your end user. I would say social media is the same. I will upload a video of a customer testimonial. I would then upload, let's say, maybe a text-based testimonial. I'll showcase the video of Mike, AJ, and I talking about the event. I'll do a live stream. I'll bring somebody else on who's an attendee, and I might interview them on a live stream. Like, there's all these different ways that I'm promoting the event, but I'm still staying creative so that it's something new and interesting. You're going to hit people's excitement by doing different things, and everybody's turned on in a different way. So by being really creative in your marketing, I think you can stretch out that promotion without being annoying, and it's a little bit more entertaining, and you're going to get more conversion over the long term that way as well. So video is going to play a big role in your selling of your membership, whether it's tip-based videos, live streaming, whether it's you and or interviewing different experts, or bringing your community members onto a Facebook live stream, doing some live consulting, sharing resources. Like, there's a million ways that you can launch, right? And I would encourage you to not try to do it all. Do what you can do well with the bandwidth and the timeline and the budget that you have. And that's really the bottom line. There's a lot of different ways that you can market. Do what feels best for you. Make sure you're integrating video and live streaming, because people are nuts not to integrate video and live streaming in everything that they're doing right now. And I think if you're sending people to a primary sales page, you're giving value, you're fully detailed, transparent, you're setting the stage for the experience. How could you not sell this thing? And the last idea I'm going to leave you with, and then we're going to end, is that I encourage you to institute a referral program. Make it easier on yourself. It's not your responsibility just to get individual people, right, and market like a dog. So instead, when a member comes in, ask them to do the video, like, hey, could you do a 1-minute video telling me why you decided to join, why you're excited? So they send in the video, and then you say, hey, Bob, loved the video. Wow, it meant so much to me. Thank you. I wondered, do you have a friend or two, a colleague that might also be interested in the membership? Because look, I'm going all out. I'm really working hard, but I'm only one person. I need help to get the word out. I don't want to overstep any bounds, and I just really want to serve. Do you think you have 1 or 2 friends that you could invite in? And as a side to that, you could offer them some sort of a perk or extra, like I'll give you an extra month free, or we could have a separate call, or I'll give you this, whatever it is, as incentive. But sometimes people just do stuff because it's the right thing to do and they feel good about it and they want to help you. So don't underestimate that. You don't always have to give, unless that's something that you want to do. So make sure that there's a referral program in place, and it doesn't have to be something that you pay for. And the other idea is, could you get partners, other organizations to refer bulk members in at a discount or whatever, because they're going to benefit in their organization as a result of having multiple members as part of your membership. So that's another angle to your launch to make sure that you are hitting your marks and hitting your goals. Guys, that was a tremendous hour together. I know I just came hard and fast at you as always. I hope you found that of value. I would love it if you would please really take a moment and give back to me now and let me know in the comments below what you felt about this live stream, because I went all out for it. What really moved the needle for you? What made the difference? And bonus, if you do a video for me, oh my gosh, you would make my day. That would really mean so much to me. So be bold, give me a video, let me know, hey, Amber, this is what I thought of your live stream today, or type it out in a text below to give me that validation to keep moving forward and sharing my message with the world. I appreciate every single person that viewed this and spent your time with me today. I don't take that lightly. Time is our most precious commodity, and I hope that I made it worthwhile for you today. And until the next live stream, just remember, no guts, no glory. I'll talk to you soon.